Morning, all of you. All of you are back for the English class. You're almost completing 1 month. The June month is set in. 1 month is over with online classes. We should all get accustomed to this online class because still the government hasn't given orders to reopen the schools. Maybe it will go on till July or August also, we can't say. So till then, we'll carry on with this online classes. The second lesson, the second prose lesson we have completed, that is, the night the ghost got in. I think you would all got the question answers. Please write down the question answers, even the meanings I had given you. Adding to all the glossary words, what was there in the lesson at the back, I also underlined other difficult words and asked you to find out the meanings to these difficult words. Please write down all these words in your notebook wherever you are taking down the notes. With the completion of the second prose lesson, we shall also finish the grammar work. The grammar exercises there at the back. That is prepositions. Prepositions are there. Preposition phrases are there. So we'll be doing that once the unit is getting over. That is, now today we'll be doing the second poetry, then we'll do the supplementary, and then again we'll be back to the first prose lessons, grammar exercises. Please write down the short answers as well as the paragraph answers what I gave you. Now before we begin the second prose, that is the second prose is over, the second poetry. This poetry, the Grumble family, this is not for memorization, it's just for your summary work and for your appreciation questions. The Grumble family followed by the supplementary lesson that we'll be doing it next week. The Grumble for today we'll do the poetry, the Grumble family. This, hope all of you got the printout ready. All of you turn your printout to the second poetry, that is Grumble Family by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Lucy Maud Montgomery. So this poet, to say a few lines about this poet, Lucy Maud Montgomery, that is in the 18th century, 1874 to 1942. She was a Canadian author who is remembered for a famous novel, Anne of Green Gables. She has published almost 20 novels as well as 530 short stories, 500 poems and 30 essays. All her works are highly appreciated by the book lovers and critics. She is the first woman in Canada to be named as a Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts in England. She was made an officer of the Order of the British Empire in 1935. In 1943, the Government of Canada designated her as a person of national historic significance. So she is a well-known Canadian author who has written so many novels and short stories, and this present poetry, that is The Grumble Family, is quite a humorous poem, a poem which is full of fun and laughter. So in this poem, she is emphasizing about a particular family who always keep grumbling. You know what do you mean by the word grumble? Always grumbling. Grumbling means, in Tamil, what do you say? Hold me fine. You always find fault in every little thing. So there was a particular family who lived in a complaining street. Even the place where they lived, that place is called as a complaining street. So this poem by Lucy Montgomery depicts a family whom everybody hates. They despise them. People are around them, they don't like this family at all because they always keep grumbling for every little thing in life. Whatever happens in life, they keep on grumbling. So such a family the poet doesn't like. The poet's resolution towards the end of the poetry is saying we should never meet such a family. Such a family is who always keep grumbling. I don't like. The poet say I don't like to see such a family who always keep grumbling. Instead, she wants a family who always live in peace. We should always learn to live in peace. Always thank God for whatever comes in life. There may be shortcomings, there may be troubles in life, but we should learn to accept it as a part of life and not grumble about it. So this family should always be kept in isolation, the poet says. Isolation is what? Keep them separate. There is a family. So this family, they live on a street called Complaining Street, in the city called Never Are Satisfied. Even the city where they lived, they got a name, the city's name is called as City which is Never Are Satisfied, by the river Discontent. Even the river which is running by their city or by the street, a river's name was also called as Discontent. What's the meaning of discontent? Not satisfied at all. Always unsatisfied people. So they always keep on grumbling. So they growl at everything. They growl at anything and everything. And whatever comes, there is something that goes wrong. Even if the station is high or humble, they are known by the name of grumble. So this particular family is known as the grumble family, who always keep on grumbling at every little silly matters. So they always find wrong in everything and everywhere. They only focus on bad things on life. They always focus on bad things happening in life. Their first instinct is to find something to complain and murmur about people. Even the people who live around them, they keep on finding fault with them. They keep on grumbling about them and always telling negative things about the people who live around them. Thus, for the poet, as we read the poetry, the poet is saying such a family should be kept in isolation. We should not mingle with them, should not move with them. Thus, we should learn to, towards the end of the poet is saying, we should learn to walk always with a smile on our face. We should learn to accept life as it comes. We must not keep on grumbling at everything what we face in life. So we should never be a complainer. The poet concludes by saying that we should never be a complainer, but we should do our level best to be optimistic in life, and whatever happens for good in life. So as you read the poetry, I shall explain to you line by line. First, before we begin, let us read the poetry first. Let's read the poetry first and then we shall learn it line by line. Try to understand the lines of the poet is say. Turn your books to page number 45. The Grumble Family by Lucy Maud Montgomery. The poet here in this poetry gives a vivid picture of neighborhood scenes. So as we read, we will try to understand, but try to follow the words. After we read the poetry stanza by stanza, then I'll explain to you. Pay attention, all of you. All of you listen. Open your books. All your eyes in the poetry lines. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on Complaining Street. In the city of Never Are Satisfied, the river of discontent beside. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. And whether their station be high or humble, they are all known by the name grumble. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter alike they scold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on that gloomy complaining street. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt they growl that they'd nothing to grumble about. But the curious thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. For never a grumble will own that he is connected with it at all, you see. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways, and before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of grumble. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song, no matter if things do sometimes go wrong. And then, be our station high or humble, we'll never belong to the family of grumble. So did you understand the words? Stanza by stanza I will explain to you. Okay, this poetry is not for memorization, only you have to learn to understand the concept of the poetry. The theme, the main theme of the poetry, as I told you, the main theme is about a family who always keep grumbling. So the first lines, the first stanza, the first lines, what the poet is saying, a family lives in the street of complaining and nobody likes them. Everybody hates them, they despise them. The people around them, nobody likes them. And this family is kept in isolation. They don't mingle with anybody. They are always alone all by themselves. They don't talk to them and don't move on with anybody around in their neighborhood. And the place where they live in the city of never are satisfied. So in this line is saying, see, the third line is saying they live in the city of never are satisfied. They are not at all satisfied with anything that comes on their way in their life, which is beside the river of discontent. So the river is also, the name of the river also is, see, the name discontent. What's the meaning of discontent? Discontent means they are not at all satisfied. They are always unsatisfied people. So did you understand the first verse? There's a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on a complaining street. In the city of never are satisfied, the river of discontent beside. So let's go to the second stanza. They growl at that and they growl at this. What do you mean by this? They go on complaining. This family always keep on complaining or grumbling about each and everything. Whatever they find in life, they keep on grumbling. They find fault in everything. Their first instinct is to find something to complain and murmur about everything. Sometimes when we do that, isn't it? We keep on murmuring. We keep on murmuring. Murmuring is what? Whatever something is, somebody does somebody does something to us, we don't repay it back with gratitude, but we keep on murmuring. What he has done, nothing good out of it. So we murmur. Murmur means qualify. They growl at everything. They find wrong in whatever they see or act. Whether they are in a good position or not, they find fault in it and complain about it. So they are known by the name of grumble. So nice name the poet has given them, isn't it? Grumble. Always they keep on grumbling. So that's the second stanza. They're known by the name grumble. The third verse. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter are like this cold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on the gloomy, complaining street. Sometimes we do that. When it's too hot, the present situation, the days are so hot. So hot, we keep on grumbling. Maybe we are sweating. Always you want the AC or you want to be under the fan. Too hot, we keep on grumbling. And just say, after a few months, the rainy season will get in. The rainy season will set in. And if keep on raining the whole day, continuous raining, what happens? Even for that, we grumble. We won't get chance to go out of the house. We won't get chance to play in the playground. So there also we grumble. So sometimes we do that. We keep complaining about the weather. If it's too hot also we complain. And when it's too cold or rainy also we complain. So that's what this family does in the third stanza. What the poet says, whether the weather. See the difference between these two words here. Whether the weather. Weather means what here? The seasons. That comes in. Whether the H is there. This is if whatever comes we complain or this or that. whether the weather is too hot or too cold. They complain about it. They scold alike if it is winter. If it's too cold, they scold, they grumble. And if it's too hot also, we grumble. Even sometimes even we do the same thing. Everything goes wrong with the people living down on the sad complaining street. So third verse, the poet is talking about the weather that comes in the grumble family. Even the weather that comes, it's too hot also, too cold also, they keep on grumbling and they keep on complaining about it. Then the fourth stanza, that is 13th to 16th lines. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. Never done means what? Never ends. Their growling, their grumbling never ends at all. They keep on grumbling at each and every thing. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt. They growl that they had nothing to grumble about. So they grumble about the rain. If it rains heavily, they growl. It's too hot, they growl. In fact, they keep on growling, and their growling is not at all completed. Never comes to an end. Never stopped. If everything pleases them, there is no doubt. If at all something pleases them, there is no doubt about it, because nothing pleases them. Everything keeps on dissatisfying them. They feel dissatisfied with everything in life. So they grumble. That there is nothing to grumble, and there is nothing to grumble about also, they will grumble. Suppose there is no situation taking place around. Nothing is there also, they grumble. What is this? Nothing is coming around for us to talk about or to grumble about. Even for that they grumble. So such people are there. In our own houses, in our own neighborhood, we find, even we ourselves sometimes, we keep doing that. We don't get anything, we keep on grumbling. Then the next verse, the fifth verse. But the curious thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. For never a grumble will own that he is connected with it at all. They never accept it. What the poet is saying here, the strange thing, curious thing is what? The strange. The strange thing is that one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name, as a grumbler never owns that he is connected with it at all. They never accept. They never accept that they are grumbling people. When somebody points out, why you want to grumble like this? Where I grumble? Where I said? I didn't say. I didn't grumble at all. Where did I murmur? Where did I grumble? So they never accept themselves that they are grumbling people. They don't want to be connected as grumbling people. So that's the sixth verse. Now we'll come to the next verse. The worst thing is that if anyone stays, you see this one. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, even he will learn their ways. That's what we do, isn't it? When we move along with such people, 1, 2 days, 3 days, you stay with them continuously, even we learn their habits. That what habit? The habit of grumbling. What the poet says in these lines, the worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. So that such a person also will learn how to grumble like those people. But before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of grumble. So before, what he says in these lines, the first lines is saying, the worst thing is to be known about the grumbler's family is if anyone stays too long with them, he will also learn their ways before the person knows the truth or the terrible jumble is adopted into the family of grumble. Then only he'll realize. It will be too late. When another person goes and lives with such a family, 1 or 2 days is enough for him to learn those habits. One day he go and live with some person who's got some bad habits. Definitely within 1 day, it won't take long for a person to learn that habits. Within 1 or 2 days, we will start learning their habits, and it will be difficult for us to realize that we also one among them. Then we started to grumble. So in this verse, the poet is saying, worst thing to be known about the grumbler's family is that if anyone stays too long with them, he will also learn their ways. Learn their ways means learn the way they are living. That is the habit of grumbling. And before we realize that even we are learning to grumble like those people. And that is very difficult thing for us to accept. Even we are adopted into the family of grumble. In the second last stanza, the poet is saying, and so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. So what is saying in the second last verse? The poet insists that it is the wisest to keep our feet away from wandering into the complaining street. We should be mistaken as grumblers. So we should learn to avoid. What is saying in this stanza? We should learn not to keep our feet into such a family, not to move with such a family. We should learn to be away from them, because if we go and mingle with them, if we go and stay with them, what he's saying, there are chances that we will learn to grumble at every little thing that comes in our life. So the poet insists me, he's saying, please don't join with such people. When you find such a person who is always grumbling, please move away from them. Why? That was the main reason. Because even we will learn to be like them. Even we will learn how to grumble like them. So the poet insists that it is wise for us not to move with such a family, to keep our feet away. Feet away means not to move with them. We have to move away from them, from wandering into such a complaining street. We should be mistaken as grumblers. So even the poet doesn't like such a family. He's saying it is not worthy to move with such a family who always keep grumbling. The last verse. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song. No matter if things do sometimes go wrong, and then be our station high or humble, we'll never belong to the family of grumble. So how is the poet concluding? She's saying, therefore, we should learn to walk with a smile on our faces. With a smile on our face means we should learn to accept whatever comes, whether good or bad. We should learn to smile, not always keep on keeping a grumble look on our face, a sad look on our face, a sad countenance on our face. Instead, we should learn to smile. We should not bother ourselves no matter if things go wrong. Sometimes things will go wrong. It's not that everything, whatever we do, should be correct. Sometimes things will go wrong. We should learn to accept it. Sometimes things will go wrong, or if we are in a good or in a low position, we should never belong to the family of grumble. So this way the poet is ending up saying we should learn to move with a smile on our faces and learn to accept life as it comes. So all these lines what we read, hope all of you understand, is quite simple. You should learn to follow. See, this is a humorous poetry that the poet is trying to depict about a grumble family. So this grumble family always keeps complaining, even for silly matters. They lived in the complaining, street of complaining, the city of never satisfied, besides the river of discontent. They always find wrong in everything and everywhere. So this is a humorous poem. The whole summary, to summarize the poetry, can say it's a humorous poem about a grumble family. This grumble family always complain about silly matters. They lived in the street of complaining, in the city of never satisfied, beside the river of discontent. They always find wrong in everything and everywhere. They are always known by the name of grumble. All of the comments are negative and are critical, and they focus only on bad things in life. They always focus on bad things in life. If they see the sun shining, they will complain that it is too hot. If they see the snow falling, they will complain that it is too cold. Their first instinct is to find something to complain and murmur about. People who stay in the house for a long time will learn their ways of grumbling, and before they realize the truth of the terrible jumble, they are adopted into their family. Thus, we should learn to walk with a smile and a song. We should never be a complainer. So the poet winds up by saying, we should never be a complainer, but always try our best to be an optimist who sees the good in everything. Did you all follow the poetry, children? Did you understand? Did you understand the lines? So before we go into the appreciation questions, I'll read the poetry once again. Please follow. Listen. Let's read the poetry once more. I finished explaining. Just listen to the lines once again. Pay attention, all of you. The Grumble Family by Lucy Maud Montgomery. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on Complaining Street. In the city of never a satisfied, the river of discontent beside. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. And whether their station be high or humble, they are all known by the name of Grumble. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter are like this cold. Nothing goes right with the folk you meet down on the gloomy complaining street. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt they'd growl that they'd nothing to grumble about. But the curious thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. For never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it at all, you see. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of Grumble. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into Complaining Street. Never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song, no matter if things do sometimes go wrong. And then, be our station high or humble, we'll never belong to the family of Grumble. So this is the poetry, the Grumble Family. Now, before we go into the summary, the full summary, I will just talk about the poetic devices. The poetic devices that is given, the poetry appreciation question is given at the back. Read the following lines from the poem and answer the questions given below. I'll just do a simple reading at the same time. I'll be sending you all the question answers for this appreciation questions. The first set of words, lines, what is given here is the first question. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on Complaining Street. So for these lines, the questions asked is, where does a family live? So all of you know. Where does a family live? The family lives in a complaining street. Second question, why do you think the street is named as Complaining Street? Is understood. Why? Why do you think the street is named as Complaining Street? Because they always keep on grumbling. They are not at all satisfied, you can say. This family is named as Complaining Street because this family always keep on complaining, they keep on grumbling. So that's the answer for the second question. The street is named as Complaining Street because a family which is never satisfied lives there. The second quote. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. So what the questions asked for these lines. What does the word growl mean here? The word growl means what? The word growl means shouting or snarling or complaining about everything. So the word growl here means shouting or snarling. Snarl means what? Shouting, grumbling all the time. Snarling at everything that comes on the way. Next quote. For the second quote, next question. Why do they find everything amiss? They find everything amiss or quite wrong because they are never satisfied with anything. They shout and complaining about everything. The third quote. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on the gloomy and complaining street. What is the opinion about the folks you meet down the street? The opinion. What's the opinion means? What is their idea? Everything goes, the opinion is what? Everything goes wrong with the folks you meet down the street. Folks means what? Folks means the people. The people you meet down the street. Everything goes wrong with the folks you meet down the street. The second question for this quote. What does the word gloomy mean here? The word gloomy means to appear depressing, to appear sad, or to appear, you can say even frightening. Okay, the word gloomy here means depressing or frightening, frightened, to get scared of everything that comes on the way. The next quote. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. The questions asked for these lines. What is the worst thing that can happen if anyone stays with them? If anyone stays with them for a long time, he or she will learn their ways. As I told you while explaining the poetry. If anyone stays with such a people, even they'll have a tendency to learn their habits or to learn their ways of living. So if anyone stays with them for a long time, he or she will learn their ways. This is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. The second question asked for this quote. What are the ways of the Grumble family? The ways of the Grumble family are that they are never satisfied with anything and they are always complaining and finding fault in everything. The fifth quote. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street. What is the wisest thing that the poet suggests? The poet is giving a wise advice. What the poet is saying? The poet suggests, if the poet is advising to all of us, the wisest thing is that to keep our feet away from going into the complaining street, to avoid going in, mingling with them. So what the poet suggests? The poet suggests that the wisest thing is to keep our feet away from going into the complaining street. The second question, what is the phrase to keep our feet from wandering refer to? The phrase to keep our feet from wandering refers to avoid stepping into the complaining street. As already understood in the very first question itself. That is to avoid stepping into this kind of family. The phrase to keep our feet from wandering means to avoid going into their street. The last quote. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song, no matter if things do sometimes go wrong. What does the poet expect anyone to learn? The poet expects that everyone to live a happy life by smiling and singing all the time. What the poet says? The poet expects everyone to live a life with a smile on our faces and singing all the time, happily. Second question, what should we do when things go sometimes wrong? We should not bother. Sometimes things will go wrong. We should not take it too seriously. So what's the answer for this question? We should not bother ourselves if things go wrong sometimes. We should learn to face if something goes wrong, something goes in a negative manner. So that's all about the appreciation questions. I'll be sending to you these answers as well as the summary questions. 2 questions I'll be sending. 2 detailed questions. That is, write a paragraph on the Grumble family and the attitude towards the other people. And next question is, from the poem The Grumble Family, what kind of behavior does the poet want the readers to possess? So these 2 questions I'll be sending. 2 questions, paragraph questions, and these appreciation questions. Then apart from that, we have even the poetic devices. That is the rhyming words, the rhyming scheme of the poetry lines, then the figure of speech. Even that I'll be sending some questions. You can see and write it down. So that's all for this class, that is the Grummel family. Hope all of you understood. Please read the poetry once again. It's quite simple. Then after reading the poetry, you can write down the answers, what I'll be sending for you, and write down the summary answers also. Then I will come to you in the Zoom for live. A live class will take place for another next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay children, see you all in another 5 minutes on the Zoom app. So please click on to the Zoom app in another 5 or 10 minutes time. We'll just take line and I'll give you some instructions regarding certain things. I will be telling you what has to be done in the next class. Okay children, see you. Bye bye.